Hello everyone, thank you for watching my video today. Today's story it's about the one who don't want to miss, that everyone has experienced at least once. Love is so weird. A man who moves away when he wants to hold on, and becomes clearer when he tries to forget. Please subscribe and like before the video starts. Then I'll start talking right away. In his early 30s, Kangmin's daily life was like a cogwheel. Company, home, gym, in a routine repeated. His lofty body became firm, but his soul dried up dry. He longed for something different, a new stimulus, especially a meeting with a young woman. That yearning led him to a climbing club. Hiking was a good hobby to rationalize because I like to use my body, but on the first day he went to the club, Kangmin was disappointed. Young women were a handful, and the rest were mostly old ladies and uncles in their late 40s and early 60s. At the center of them was the chairman, looking in her mid-50s. She was short and a bit chubby. It wasn't flabby, it was a warm and generous flesh like a well-made pottery. Kangmin couldn't find a rational charm in her, just a good person. That was it. Kyung was like a mother to everyone. He reached out to the struggling member first, and constantly handed out snacks full of backpacks to Kangmin. She was gentle, saying, "Our Kangmin and young people are very reliable." He considered her a good chairman. As he climbed up and down the mountain, Kangmin naturally had a lot of conversations with the politics and economy. Because Kangmin was big, Jun Kyung implicitly left a heavy burden to him, and on the steep road, he grabbed his arm and relied on him. The conversation deepened as the contact built up. Kangmin. "It's so nice to see you. Youth is good." The scene always smiled, but there was a faint shadow behind it. "My husband and I have been living in separate rooms for a long time, and my children have grown up and gone their own way." She didn't show her loneliness openly. He spoke in a calm, funny voice, but Kangmin felt the empty space hidden in the calmness. I don't know why, but the vacancy was on Kangmin's mind. One day, after hiking, Kangmin was cleaning up his luggage, and the scene came. "Kangmin, can you give me my backpack for the next hike? I can't lift anything heavy." "Yes, sir. Of course I'll hold it. Thank you. Now, this." What Kyung handed over was a bottle of Korean drink. When Kangmin drank a drink, Jun Kyung stood next to him for a while. Then, her hand touched. I touched Kangmin's arm for a second. "It's warm." Kangmin thought. The warmth of a rock heated in the sun. At that moment, the word female rather than chairman flashed through Kangmin's head for the first time. That day's after party was over drinking. Members of the club drank soju and beer and poured out stories that could not be solved in the mountains. Kyung was sitting next to Kangmin. Her cheeks were redder than usual. In a jaundiced atmosphere, the scene suddenly touched Kangmin's forearm. "Oh. A young person works out so hard that his body it's like a rock." That touch, it wasn't my mother's usual touch. Her hands, which were tinkering slightly, felt warm and sticky. Kangmin's body instantly became stiff. Due to that touch, I was sure that she was looking at me with a different eye. When everyone left, and the drinking party was almost over, only Kangmin and Jung Kyung were left in the restaurant. Time was heading towards midnight. In an awkward silence, Jun Kyung stared Kangmin in the eye. "You did a great job today. Do you want me to walk you home?" "Huh? Chairman, we're in a different direction." "I don't care. I want to be next to you a little longer today." This was a green light. Kangmin's mind went crazy. A woman in her 50s, the president of a fraternity. All common sense sounded the warning sound, but her eyes broke through the warning sound and touched the deepest part of Kangmin. "Oh. My chairman, it's me, thank you." The two of us were silent the whole time we got in the car. My heart was about to explode. Just looking out the window, Kangmin focused on the smell from the scenery next to him. It wasn't the scent of a young woman, it was an aged, ripe, dark smell. The smell began to eat away at Kangmin's reason. When I arrived near Jung Kyung's house, she asked me to pull over. "You have to walk a little bit from here." Then, I grabbed Kangmin's hand. Warm and warm, hands that feel strange power. Kangmin was led to her house. As soon as the front door closed, Kyung turned around and hugged Kangmin. He was not the innocent chairman of the day. Her eyes were loose and full of yearning. You did a great job. Really, her hot breath touched Kangmin's neck, and her lips immediately poured a kiss on her lips. Wow, I'm sorry, Kangmin murmured to himself. The kissing skills were different. The tongue came in skillfully and boldly. Kangmin's bottom has already become rock-hardened by the sticky, deep kiss. Jung Kyung began to untangle Kangmin's shirt button by fumbling. My hands seemed to tremble a little, but my actions were very aggressive. Kangmin awkwardly said, Mr. Chairman. When she murmured, she stopped kissing and looked up at Kangmin. My eyes were completely loose. It's okay. Today, I was so lonely. That word blew Kangmin's whole reason. There is a mixture of pity and irresistible lust. He hugged his waist and kissed him again. The clothes came off one by one. It was different from the stretched body of a woman in her 50s that Kangmin expected. Of course, there was no elasticity, but instead the voluptuousness was overwhelming. When the bra came loose, Kangmin's heavy chest caught Kangmin's attention. The wheel was wide, and the nipple was sticking out in a dark color. Deeply cut breastbone because of flesh. Heavy volume spreading as you lie down. It was the sensual beauty of a young woman. When the panties came off, a little underbelly came out, but buried between the modest black fur and chubby flesh around it was revealed. The figure exuded a secretive and puerile charm that was different from the cleanliness of a young woman. Kyung grabbed Kangmin's paper and put it on his paper. Her hands were deft and accurate. The sweet liquid flowing out of the boogie was sticky and hot. Please put it in. Hurry up. Jong Hyung's voice had already turned into an obedient female. When Kangmin pushed the paper into her boogie, an incredible tightness wrapped around him. I didn't know if it was because of the flesh or the skilled muscles, but the chewiness seemed crazy. Sighing. Yes, more, harder, she moaned, shaking her waist from below and scratching Kangmin's back and shoulders. The chairman, who didn't use any of the usual expletives, said, weeping like a beast, shouting, okay. I love it. That double image maximized Kangmin's excitement. Later, she climbed up. Kangmin lost his mind when he saw the heaviness and fluttering chest moving from above with his chubby body. She turned her back and found exactly where she wanted to go. Decades of experience and technique were more overwhelming than any young woman Kangmin had ever faced. I'll wrap it a few times, and Jung Kyung will tighten it and say, what? Wrap it in? When Kangmin shouted, please pack everything. Kang let go of his reason completely and poured everything into the deep end. As he lay side by side in bed in sweat, Jung Kyung returned to his usual shy and caring face of the chairman and leaned his face on Kangmin's chest. Was it okay? Her voice was quiet and soft again. Kangmin hugged her plump and soft body without saying anything. Complex emotions came in, but in the warmth of it he felt secure. Since that day, the two have become sex partners, members of an ordinary hiking club by day, and sharing forbidden lust at night. Kangmin couldn't break this relationship, even in the midst of guilt and anxiety. The two faces of Jung Kyung, the kindness of the day, the beastly lust of the night, and its warm and skillful body kept Kangmin's bottom from stopping. Kangmin got it, that this relationship is dangerous. However, the addictive pleasure of this unrealistic reality, which happened in life, paralyzed all his reason. Feck, you really don't know life. Kangmin looked out the window, captivated by forbidden aspirations, waiting for the next hike. A week later, the next day of hiking, Kangmin headed to the meeting place in a strange tension, recalling the hot secret meeting he had with Jung Kyung the night before. Location: starting point of club hiking morning. The politics and business were welcoming the members with a bright smile as usual. A modest face without makeup, a comfortable hiking suit. She was perfectly the president of a well-known hiking club. Last night, there was not even a trace of the beastly woman on the bed shouting, hey, pack everything in there. Kangmin felt his bottom throbbing when he saw the scene, but he approached him with an expressionless face. Good evening, Mr. President. Oh, Kangmin, you didn't sleep in, did you? Your face is very bright. Kyung patted him on the shoulder in a friendly way. The touch came back with a warm, motherly touch. However, Kangmin did not miss that the fingertips of Jun Kyung, which touched the touch, pressed once on his shoulder like a promised code. Thump. Kangmin's heart dropped. Let's do it again today. It was her unspoken sign. The hike has begun. Kangmin tried not to stick to the politics and economy, and as usual, the politics and economy took the lead by looking through the entire members. The mountain path was narrow and steep. Some middle-aged members began to gasp. Jong Hyung encouraged the most struggling female member by going next to her and holding her hand. The perfect appearance of the chairman. Kangmin deliberately pretended to be saggy in the middle of the line and stared at her from behind. A rough stone road has emerged. I looked back, pretending to lose balance for a moment. Her eyes met Kangmin briefly. She was talking with her eyes. Jun Hyung's eyes. Kangmin. I'll leave my heavy backpack with you. Kangmin immediately walked quickly and approached the side of the scene. Mr. Chairman, if you're having a hard time, I'll carry your backpack. Oh. Thank you. Kangmin. As expected, he's reliable. Kyung took off her backpack and handed it to Kangmin. At the moment of handing over the backpack, Jun Kyung scratched the back of Kangmin's hand very finely with his fingernails. My personal password. Last night, when Kangmin asked, "Can I see you next week?" in Jun Kyung's bedroom, he scratched the back of his hand with his fingernails and said, "I'll give you a signal on the next hike." That was the promise. Kangmin pretended to carry his backpack around his back, whispering in a voice so small that only she could hear it. Tonight at 10 o'clock. I'll go that way. Last time, the scene walked with a casual look on the front. Thank you. Kangmin. I'm alive thanks to you. Kangmin climbed the mountain vigorously with her backpack on. In the eyes of other members, Kangmin was only seen as a nice and reliable young man, helping the chairman. But Kangmin knew it. It's not just snacks and water in this heavy backpack. It's a hot secret with her that will continue tonight. His bottom was already full of excitement. During the day, she is in awe of her devoted chairman, and at night, Normit covets the body of a female who has shed her mask. This extreme dual life contrast incited Kangmin's desire constantly. Even when everyone arrived at the top of the mountain and took a commemorative photo, the scenery did not stick close to Kangmin. On the contrary, I smiled brightly among the other members, but Kangmin knew. Every time her eyes met, she knew that deep down, her craving for a beast was flickering. Kangmin looked at the scene and repeated to himself, "Ha, fuck, I can't stop this woman." Tonight, Kangmin felt a thrilling thrill, imagining himself once again being overwhelmed by the tightness of his cozy body and skillful technique.